to all. I am Dr. Anil Kumar, working as Assistant Professor of Commerce in Tunchan Memorial Government College, Thirur. Today, we are discussing about e-business design and its steps, knowledge building and its principle, and capacity evaluation and its steps. Firstly, we are going to discuss what is e-business design and its steps. Traditional on-the-street business give customers a direct in-person experience of the products or services offered. So a customer experience play a vital role in converting window shoppers to actual business. This is the peculiarity of traditional on-the-street business. But in the case of e-business, it refers to the use of web, internet, intranet, extranet or some combination thereof to conduct business. It is something goes beyond the simple buying and selling of products through online. But it includes a wide range of business processes such as supply chain management, electronic order processing, and customer relationship management. E-commerce and e-business have some difference. E-commerce simply means buying and selling of goods and services through internet. But in the case of e-business, it is something more than e-commerce. It includes number of other processes like supply chain management, electronic order processing and CRM. E-business allows companies to reach more consumers in a much broader economic market. The companies can sell goods and services to national and international market through the use of website, and the sales can be conducted throughout the day. That means 24/7. Then what is e-business design? Design is the creation of a plan or convention for the construction of a system. It is the roadmap or the strategic approach for someone to achieve a unique expectation. The person who is designing is called a designer. His sequence of activities is called designing process, and the scientific study of designing is called design science. In the case of e-business, the design of e-business determines the type of interactions of customers have with the business. Developing a strategic design plan for an e-business requires a customer-focused approach that clearly defines what an e-business has to offer customers within its marketplace. E-business design includes various factors. That means while conducting e-business or designing e-business, various factors are to be considered when developing an e-business. They include the satisfaction of customer, structure of the organization, and the ratio of in-house manufacturer to outsourcing, the mode of production, selling and distribution, etc. Now, we are going to discuss the steps involved in the e-business design. First step, designing a business. While you are going for designing an e-business, you firstly identify the product or services you offer to customer. That is something. Firstly, you must have something to sell. It can be a product, service or a combination of the two. If you are searching for a business idea, you probably have a lot of questions such as what is my online competition, the extent of that competition. If there is no competition, then why there is no competition? These factors are to be considered while going for deciding the business. Next, second step is create a business plan. Whether you are launching a traditional or e-business, you have a plan, business plan. A business plan identifies your business, its goals and objectives. Creating a business plan allows you to think about your present and future needs. So creation of a better business plan is essential for e-business. The next step is select a domain name. What is a domain name? It's an address where internet users can access your website. This is a domain name. It is used for finding and identifying computers on the internet. Usually, domain names are used to identify one or more IP addresses. The domain name will be the universal resource locator, which is the web address or location on the internet for your website. Selecting a domain name is very important for conducting an e-business. So you must spend much time while selecting a domain name. Select a domain name, select a name which is closely identify your product or service, and on that will be easy for a customer to remember. Keep in mind your name is your first impression. Next step is select a meta tag. Meta tags are the keywords, title and description you select to describe your website so that search engines can direct people to your website. It provides information about the web page in the HTML of the documents. It is otherwise called as metadata. Be sure that keywords and contents are related and that your keywords are specific to your site's purpose. So the selection of a meta tag is very important. Next one, design a website. Website is the place where the customers can place order. There are 3 options available for designing a website. You can design your website yourself. If you design your website, you take advantages of online tutorials and classes further. Next one, you can hire a web designer where the web host designs your web page. And another way of you can use one-stop method, utilize the one-stop method. Most web offer what is commonly termed as one-stop. Most web hosts offer what is commonly termed as one-stop, where they do everything for you. The web host offer everything for you. The web host create the website, get the domain name, launch the site and maintain the site. The next step is select the web host. Now if you have a website, you are select a web host. You need a place for the site to reside called a web host. If you can either own and operate your own web server. This option requires significant financial investment and a high level of technical proficiency. Or you can use a hosting service, which is essentially renting space on that server, maintained by some others. You can either invest, you can either use your own web server or you can rent from outside. Okay, next one, decide how you will accept orders. In e-business and also in traditional business, customer satisfaction is very important. Your website should be easy for customers to navigate and they are ready to make a purchase. And also it should be easy, safe and convenient. Customer can easily enter your website. Next one, provide a web security. Web security is very important for in relation to the e-business. Buyer beware could not be true in the case truer when it comes to the internet shopping. Sites that are not secure may have less traffic because people are wary of identity theft. To ensure that your customers' transactions are safe and secure, you will need to provide security. Website security provide through keep your software up to date. You can give strong password, encrypt your login pages, use a secure host, keep your website clean, etc. These methods can be used for ensuring your web security. Next one, customer communication system. Customer communication system. Your web store or page will need to communicate with its customers. So create a web page providing contact information. The customers can contact or ask any query to you. That information should include your telephone number, mail ID, physical address, mailing address, etc. involved in the website. Last one, developing a marketing strategy for your e-business. After signing up the search engines, periodically check to make sure that your site comes up when searched by using keywords. Cross promotion is another tool that you can use. Link your site to other sites to get more visibility. Many sites offer reciprocal linking. If you link to their site, they will link to yours. So a famous saying is that build it and they will come. Most people purchase from using an online search engine. Submit your URL to the big search engine like Google, Yahoo, MSN, etc. It direct the person to your web page, your e-business page. These are the 10 steps with regard to the e-business design. Now we are going for discussing about knowledge building. Before going to discuss about knowledge building, you must aware about what is knowledge. Knowledge means simply it's a familiarity with someone or something, which include a fact, information, descriptions, etc. It's a theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. Or it include a skill, that means swimming, driving, etc. It's also knowledge. Knowledge usually based on learning thing or proper understanding, etc. Knowledge is derived from information and information is derived from data. Then what is knowledge building? It is defined as the creation, testing and improvement of conceptual artifacts. Knowledge building refers to the process of creating new cognitive artifacts as a result of common goals, group discussions and synthesis of ideas. Then what are the principles of knowledge building? First principle is real ideas and authentic problem. Firstly, in the classroom as a knowledge building community, firstly understand the real world problem. Learners are concerned with the understanding based on their problems exist in the real world. That's the first principle. Firstly, aware the real world problem. Second one, improvable ideas. If they are aware about the real problem, then next, improvability. Students' ideas are regarded as improvable objects. Here comes the importance of idea diversity in the In the classroom, the diversity of ideas raised by students necessary. Next one, rise above. Through a sustained improvement, that's like reading, etc., sustained improvement of ideas and understanding, students can rise their knowledge. Next one, epistemic agency. Students themselves find a new way of getting knowledge. Next, fifth one, community knowledge and collective responsibility. Students' contribution for improving their collective knowledge in the classroom is the primary purpose of knowledge building. They can improve their knowledge through collective responsibility. Next one, democratic knowledge. All individuals are insisted to contribute to share knowledge advancement in the classroom. Something new. All participants are asked to contribute something new for improving knowledge. Next one, symmetric knowledge advancement. A gain for knowledge building communities is to have individuals and organizations actively working to provide a reciprocal advance in their knowledge. They can share their knowledge with each other. Last one, pervasive knowledge building. Students contribute to collective knowledge building. Okay, these are the main principles with regard to the knowledge building. Now we are moving to what is capacity evaluation. Capacity evaluation with regard to a person is termed as a set of tests, practices and observation that are combined to determine the ability of the evaluated person to function in a variety of circumstances. Most often it is done, the capacity is evaluated with regard to his employment. Now, here we are discussing about the capacity evaluation of an organization. Capacity evaluation in organization means finding out the capacity loads in an organization. Available capacities and capacity requirements can be selected according to the various criteria and accumulated using any period split you choose. What are the steps involved in the capacity evaluation? First one, execute various evaluation in the existing capacity, either online or in batch. Next one, get an overview of the existing load situation of the selected work centers using a standard overview. A standard procedure is used to overview the existing load situation. The third one, use the detailed capacity list to display the orders that cause the capacity requirements at work centers. The fourth one is that use a variable overview to display any capacity planning data you wish. Next one, transfer the various evaluations made and display both in tabular and graphical form. After making evaluation, it is to be displayed in the tabular and graphical form. From all the evaluation list, after evaluation, you can either display or change work center and capacities. So, the last step, you can use the Excel interface to export the evaluation list and continues working with the MS Excel. For enhancing the capacity or frequent evaluation of capacity, you can use the previous evaluated one and you can use the Excel interface to export the evaluation list and continues working with the MS Excel. That's about the capacity evaluation and steps. Thank you. Thank you for your all patient hearing.